Polygamy is one of the oldest and the most controversial forms of marriage in human history. From ancient kings to modern-day religious groups, the idea of one man having multiple wives has fascinated, divided, and shocked societies across centuries. While in theory it promises love, unity, and eternal family bonds, in practice it often leads to jealousy, power struggles, and heartbreak, and perhaps no modern family has exposed this reality more publicly than the Browns, the stars of TLC's Sister Wives. To understand their story, we first need to look back. In the earliest civilizations, Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Israel, powerful rulers often married multiple women to secure alliances, produce heirs, and expand their influence. Religious texts also reflect this practice. The Old Testament tells us about Jacob, Abraham, and Solomon, who reportedly had hundreds of wives and concubines. In Islam, polygyny is still allowed under strict conditions, but only if a man can treat each wife equally. Christianity, on the other hand, gradually moved away from polygamy, holding up monogamy as the sacred ideal. In the modern world, polygamy is outlawed in most countries. But in certain cultures and religious communities, especially among fundamentalist Mormon groups in the United States, the practice has continued in secrecy. Mainstream Mormons officially banned it in 1890, yet breakaway sects and families kept the tradition alive, claiming it was necessary for spiritual salvation. And then came the Browns. Unlike most polygamous families who live in secrecy, Kody Brown and his 4 wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, opened their lives to the world through reality television. TLC's Sister Wives premiered in 2010, shocking audiences who had never seen modern polygamy laid bare on camera. Here was a family with 18 children, juggling faith, jealousy, finances, and relationships under one roof, or rather, under several roofs. At first, the show seemed almost wholesome. The wives called themselves Sister Wives, presenting an image of support and unity. Kody appeared as a fun, energetic father who wanted nothing more than to love and provide for his family, but as seasons went by, the cracks began to show. Meri, the first wife, often admitted feeling lonely and left out. Janelle, the practical second wife, clashed with Kody over money and property. Christine, the nurturing mother, grew frustrated with her lack of attention and respect. And Robyn, the youngest and final wife, became Kody's clear favorite, sparking jealousy and division. One of the biggest conflicts came with a piece of land called Coyote Pass. The idea was simple: buy land, build homes, live together as one united family. But instead of unity, the land became a battlefield of mistrust. Arguments over finances, ownership, and fairness nearly tore the family apart. The property symbolized the dream of polygamy, one family, one vision, but in reality, it revealed the fractures of a system built on inequality. Outside the show, the psychology of polygamy is even more complex. For men, polygamy can feel like empowerment, offering status, authority, and multiple sources of companionship, but with that comes enormous pressure to provide financially, to keep peace, and to balance emotions across households. For women, polygamy is often a double-edged sword. Some embrace the sisterhood, sharing childcare and support. Others feel invisible, constantly compared, and emotionally neglected. Many confess to feeling like half a wife. For children, growing up in such families can mean deep sibling bonds, but also a struggle for attention and identity. Some children flourish in large households, while others cut ties completely, as we've seen with some of Kody's own kids. Legally, polygamy in the United States remains a crime. Families like the Browns risked investigation simply by appearing on TV. TLC promoted the show as a chance to normalize polygamy, but critics argued it romanticized dysfunction, and so the debate rages on. Should consenting adults be allowed to marry however they choose, or is polygamy inherently harmful, especially to women and children? The Sister Wives series became more than just television, it became a cultural conversation. Fans admired the Browns for their honesty, saying the show gave them a rare glimpse into a hidden lifestyle. Others were horrified, calling it toxic and unfair. For many, the downfall of the Brown family became proof that polygamy is doomed to fail. Kristin eventually left Kody, calling their relationship one-sided. She went on to find love again, remarrying happily and proving that personal freedom can triumph over tradition. In the end, Sister Wives is not just the story of one polygamous family. It's a reflection of human nature itself, the struggle to love and be loved, the balance between faith and freedom, and the cost of sharing your life, your home, and your heart with too many people. Reality television amplified the drama, but at its core, this was never just a show. It was a mirror held up to society, forcing us to confront the question, is polygamy a path to heaven, or simply a road to heartbreak? For Kody Brown, it may have been about faith and family. For his wives, it was about sacrifice, jealousy, and eventual liberation. For his children, it was about survival in a system that wasn't built for harmony, and for us, the viewers, it left a lasting truth. Sometimes reality is far messier, and far more painful, than any script.